just like with the nominative and the accusative, we're going to cover our pronouns that we're going to use in the dative case. And so these are your pronouns that are going to be your indirect object. In English, we have the exact same thing because I am currently speaking. Can you hear me? And could you give me the, can you make me a cup of coffee, I think is our example back there. So in English, the direct and indirect object personal pronouns stay the same. In German, they change. But it's because in German, you don't have to add quite as much filler into your sentences. So as soon as I see mir, it means to or for me. So, ich koche mir einen Kaffee. I'm making a coffee for myself. I'm cooking a coffee for myself. And so personal pronouns just depend on their case in the sentence. And this is one of the things that allows you to have far more flexible sentence order and sentence structure in German. Because remember, your verb always has to be in second place, which means that your nominative, your subject that matches up with that verb, has to be in first or in third place in your sentence. But those two rules aside, you can really start with anything that you want. And so that's a big difference between English and German. So some of our examples we have here on the page are, kannst du mir eine Tasse Kaffee machen? So can you make me a cup of coffee? And that's the mir for me, basically. Wir servieren Ihnen hausgemachte Kuchen. So we're serving you homemade cakes, or we serve you homemade cakes. So again, ich heiße Professor Square. Du hörst mich. Kannst du mir einen Kaffee kaufen? Du lernst Deutsch. Ich sehe dich momentan nicht, aber ich spreche mit dir. So I'm speaking with you. Er, ihn, and there the same change that happened with der, den, dem. Wer, wen, wem. We go to er, ihn, ihm with the M. And the S form is identical to the er form, so ihm, for both the child and the man. Sie, she becomes ihr. Wir stays uns, just like in the accusative. Euch, say again, same as the accusative. And sie, both they and sie formal you becomes ihnen. Again, capital I is retained when you're talking to someone in the formal. And with that in mind, we're going to practice a little bit of this. And this is in your textbook on page 222, Seite 222, page 222. And what we're doing here is, was soll ich diesen Leuten schenken? So what should I give these various people as a gift? And you're going to be using the pronouns. So on each side, we first have, what should I give my grandmother as a gift? Was soll ich meiner Großmutter schenken? They're having you fill in the endings. And then your command, schenk ihr, so why don't you give her, schenk ihr doch, why don't you give her ein paar warme Handschuhe? And the ihr, so right after schenk, is just going to always be the pronoun that replaces your noun in the first question, in the first column. So Nummer 1, again, all of these are going to start with was soll ich? Was soll ich mein masculine Vater, so mein Vater, and what's our verb always going to be? Schenken, exactly. So the was soll ich and schenken are going to stay the same in every one of these. The only part you actually have to think about is the correct ending based on the gender and number of whomever you're getting a gift for. So was soll ich meinem Vater schenken? Schenk ihm doch einen Kugelschreiber. Why don't you give him a ballpoint pen? And the thing you're giving is the Kugelschreiber, hence that's in the accusative, einen Kugelschreiber. Meine beste Freundin. So, was soll ich meiner besten Freundin schenken? Und wir sagen, schenk ihr doch einen Hockeyschläger. Schenk ihr doch einen Hockeyschläger. Und meine Mutter. Was soll ich meiner Mutter schenken? Wieder feminin, so schenk ihr doch ein paar Handschuhe. Und letztendlich die neuen Nachbarn. So, was soll ich unseren neuen Nachbarn schenken? Plural, schenk ihnen doch ein paar Flaschen Wein. Why don't you give them a few bottles of wine? Again, the only thing that's new here is that you do have to memorize your pronouns. So pronouns have to be memorized just like, I can flip to the right screen, pronouns have to be memorized just like you had to memorize them in the nominative and accusative. And the best way to memorize pronouns is to make flashcards to help you with those, because straight up memorization can always be a little bit tricky. But the more we use these, the easier they're going to get. And we'll see that as we practice more of the dative in our next lesson.